It was about entities born in one cycle that don't know about the other cycle after it. And the entities born in yet the next cycle who don't recognize the former one or the one to come. This is a parable about you not knowing what's next. I am here to tell you what's next. And the issue here is that what is next is grand. It's more than just a good thing that is coming, dear ones. It is a great thing. If I told you that energies were coming that not only would affect you personally, but the entire planet, that over time you would see the benevolence of humanity starting to raise itself in a way you'd never, ever expected. Because right now, all you have seen is the opposite. You see the worst of the worst, don't you? You see the lowest consciousness possible, don't you? You see the greed everywhere around you and the corruption, don't you? This is your cycle. This is the one you were born in. You might say it's the winter of spirituality. For those who are spiritual are few, and there are so many kinds. And you might say, when is this ever going to shift and change? And the answer is, it's beginning to. That's why we're here. To look at a situation that is starting to manifest itself. And the situation is a raise in consciousness slowly on the planet. I wanted my partner to create the Healing Wednesdays because there are so many of you who are old souls watching and listening. And of those old souls that have been drawn to this program, there are so many of you who need this. What we see is profound. I see thousands of human beings, thousands of you, who stand on a canyon with the tools of your health, of your extended life, of happiness and benevolence on the other side of a bridge. That's what I see. And you don't know about it because you've never seen it. To you, it seems like it's so far away, what I have just said. So far away. And yet it isn't. It's next door. You might even say it's in your lap. That is how multidimensional things are. Every cell of your body is multidimensional. And yet you simply have always known only 4 of those dimensions. And that's where you sit today as we begin. The beauty of exposure and awakening. Dear human being, we're about to go across the bridge. The bridge is representational of awakening. From something which is known to that which is unknown. There are those who I'm speaking to who are healers, who have been in the spiritual work and the beauty and the love of the Creator all their lives. I am talking to those who have helped so many on the planet. And I will tell you, healer, oh spiritual one, these things may even surprise you. Most humans are not ready for what the potentials are that you can do. I want you to know about the healing. I want you to know about the available tools. I want you to experience this with me. This large chasm that separates what you know from what you don't know is always there on this Healing Wednesday. The bridge that goes across that chasm is the one we will be traveling on in a moment. I want you to come with me right now to that bridge and just gaze upon it for a moment in your mind. What do you see? Where will you go on this bridge? Where you go, perhaps where I've asked you to, or if you'll come with me in a way that is always available. Will you then get the idea that in order to cross the bridge, you have to come with me? Or perhaps you have to have some kind of shamanic energy? That is the habit that you get into. If I take you across the bridge every single week, will you therefore then retreat and say, well, if I'm going to go to the other side, where is Kryon? I've got to take his hand. And the answer is, oh no, you didn't get it. I'm going to take you over there. But once you have experienced this in its fullness, there is no mist. There is no bridge. Because when the unknown becomes the known, that becomes part of you. Then your trips across the bridge are different. So for the first time, I will address those who have gone across the bridge many times, who have gone to these places many times, who understand perhaps a little more about the multidimensionality that is theirs. And I will say to those of you who fit that scenario, would you please now take the hands of the others who are doing it either for the first time or perhaps for the first time without going to sleep, and bring them with you. This now is you helping the others who are part of this program in the membership that has come on purpose to hear this, work with it, listen to it. Come across the bridge with me now. The others are with us. The middle of the bridge has a mist. Interesting, some have seen a gate. The gate perhaps was there originally. The gate is no longer there. The gate represents an entrance, perhaps even a locked gate. Isn't it interesting how you perceive these kinds of things? There's no gate, just a mist. Again, the mist hides what is directly on the other side. And now is the point in time, I will say to you, there are others right now who have been here before, figuratively looking at you. Oh, multidimensional one who can be in many places at the same time. There are those right now with you. This is real, in a multidimensional way, who are going to take your hand along with me. Let's go into the mist now. Oh, this is so beautiful. Are you feeling any of these things, oh dear one, oh multidimensional being with the greatest beautiful soul? It is so big. When the Creator put this together, it was magnificent, and it has stayed there. It is only the human being who decides it's not magnificent. Come with me into this place, into this land. This land that may change in its topography or what you see or the colors. But this is your multidimensional soul. This is that field which has been described by so many. Whether it's far away or close to you, it is both. Being multidimensional means that it can be everywhere at the same time. Much like the Creator's energy, and the ear of the Creator can listen to 1 billion people at the same time saying, I love you, or saying, help me. This is the beauty of your soul, for it has the same attributes. Come with me to the theater, which is through that portal. There is a door. There is a portal in your soul, if you wish. I am painting a picture that is metaphoric. You go through that soul's portal, and you become everything, everywhere. And that is why you can interface with so much when you're there. I remind you, as you walk through that door, every cell of your body is involved. It's not your mind. It's not your hearing. It's not your visual. Some of you realize you've taken off your shoes in anticipation for this as a symbol of honor. There is no prerequisite that you remove your shoes. There are no rules here past that, which is to love yourself and love God and love those who are on this journey with you to the highest and fullest extent that you know how or are capable of. Going to that theater that is sunken, an amphitheater in the round that we go to every single time, that changes, that gets small and gets huge, depending upon the number of those in the chairs to watch you. We have done so many things there. Please go down the aisle, take the seat in the middle of the stage. Sit in that chair that you have made, a chair that varies. Is it a large one, a small one? Does it matter? The idea is you're going to sit, and that means you're relaxed. It also means when you sit down, there is an expectation of something. You won't be disappointed. This is the chair when we started. It will happen yet again, where many will get up and wash your feet one by one. A symbol of love from the entities around you, from all those around you, even from your own body. We told you at one time that the cells are all in the seats. They're always in the seats watching, no matter what. No matter how many are in the seats, your cells are there as well. First time I've told you can have multiples in the seats. And then in your linearity, you'll truly is. Because once you get to that place, then all of these things we teach you here, even on the circle of 12, start to make sense, because you can go to these places, you can visualize certain things without the distractions and without the intellect trying to always interrupt you by saying, oh, how does this work? How does that work? And you just have to dismiss it all and sit in stillness.
So beautiful, Lee. And with that, I would like to invite all of us to sit and be loved in a mini meditation from myself, and then we'll move into the Kryon channel. So let us affirm, I am willing to just sit and be loved. I am willing to sit and be loved. I am willing to be loved. I give permission to be loved. I accept the love from the Creator. I give thanks for the love I receive from the Creator. I have so much love from the Creator that I am a vessel that pours out this love to all that I meet. There is a constant river of love flowing from the Creator through me out into the world. I am willing to be loved by Gaia, Mother Earth. I give permission to receive the love from Gaia. I give thanks for the love from Gaia. I allow the love from Gaia to flow through my entire being, and it pours back to every living creature and plant on our planet. Indeed, I am love. And I give thanks to the messages from Kryon that reminds me of how much I am loved.
Greetings, dear ones. I am Kryon of Magnetic Service. The opportunity to speak to you in this way has always been something that is not just special for the other side of the veil, but fairly new. And what we mean by this way is that there would be thousands who would tune in, expecting to hear a message. Perhaps one of profoundness, perhaps one just of peace and joy and kindness. Whereas 100 years ago or even 200 years ago, it was sequestered to a very few. Sometimes it was seen as a cult, sometimes it was seen as magic, mostly silliness. Even though almost all the scripture on your planet has been written in this fashion, with messages from the other side of the veil going right to the paper, even that has not been seen as channeling. Channeling should soothe your soul. It should be a giant hand that takes yours or hugs you and says that all is well. To give you perhaps a different perspective of who you are. That is why we're here. This is the fourth of 4 channelings on a theme. And the theme for these 4, this last of the 4, of spectacular, controversial truths, is this one. Simple, but let me explain it. Here is the statement. You are known by God. What does your culture teach you? What's the first thing you find out? In the culture mostly that I'm speaking to, the culture of my partner, you find a tremendous separation from the human and from God. The separation is so vast and so grand that you are told that in order to be noticed by God, there are many things you would have to do. There are many doctrines which would say you'll never be able to speak to Spirit, to God, one-on-one. And you must have some kind of a holy interpolator who does it for you. You go to them, they go to God. They're trained for years to do so. This particular setup from birth gives you a perspective of how small you're supposed to be. And that God sits on some kind of throne as some kind of a father looking out and doesn't really know you. The prayers that you have, sometimes they're heard, sometimes they're not, sometimes they must go through others. Sometimes you have to climb stairs or count beads or something in order to just get an energy going because you're so lowly before God. That's what you're taught. That is the truth, you might say, of so many doctrines of the planet. God is big and you're not. Now, I have a controversial truth for you. I want you to use some spiritual logic for a moment. Almost all of the doctrines on the planet and almost all of the planet's consciousness believes that after you die, you go somewhere. And that would indicate that there's more than the human mind involved as you sit there listening to this. There has to be a soul. The soul is what we look at and discover and work with in the Circle of 12 meditations every single time we meet. And we've told you that that soul is that part of God that is you. That literally the soul is part of the creative source. It's not separate at all. And if you take a look at what the soul is supposed to be, you start to understand. It's a multi-dimensional energy that has somehow your consciousness wrapped into it, but it's eternal. It goes forever. How can you have something that goes forever in 4 dimensions? Or even be human? It is not. So it's a very grand thing you have, this soul. Now there are those who would say, yes, but the soul sits somewhere. We've been taught that the soul is with God. And that when we're on the earth, somehow we're separated from it, and that's why we're lowly, we can't get noticed, and that's why, we're victims of the planet and all this, and you'll start listing the ABCs of what others have told you you are. Dear ones, I want you to sit for a moment and use your own spiritual logic. Does that make sense to you? That your soul, the very core of all that is with you and your consciousness, that which travels to you every single lifetime, that soul which is eternal from the beginning to the end, is somehow in a box somewhere else and you're here? That's what you've been told. Controversial, spectacular. That soul is with you now. And it represents that which is the creative source in you. I'll give you a statement. It's one I want you to remember. The creative source, which is God, wants to be found. Wants to be found. You have free choice to ignore everything I'm saying. Those who might be listening to this right now, who have been brought to this by a friend, to enjoy the funny guy who sits in the chair and does this, you have a choice too. To think, well, this is stupid or silly or whatever, or isn't that cute? Or what if it was true? That soul of yours, with free choice, here on this planet, represents part of God, and that part, giving you free choice, is almost with its hand out, saying, you know I exist, you know it's here, you believe in the afterlife, you know there's more than just being a human. Why don't you go to the next step and figure it out? God knows your name. And if that is true, and it is, controversial as though it might be, what does that allow you to do? And the answer is just about everything. Suddenly, everything is possible. Suddenly, there even may be a plan that has you and your life as part of a cog in a giant spiritual machine. You deserve to be here. People ask constantly, what is my purpose? I will give you the purpose of your being here, to be as an old soul with a high consciousness. So no matter what happens to you or who you're around, they see God in you. That's the purpose. People will say, well, I have to write a book, I have to go here, I have to build a healing center, I have to do something with my life. Not understanding that something is you, your grandness. As you sit there and understand that you have found that hand that outstretches, people are changing their lives, healing is occurring, fear is diminishing, anxiety starts to go away, even though the problems don't. Because God knows your name. It's a premise that has not been caught on yet. It would wipe out so many of the things that those doctrines count on. They want humans to come and be and do and behave a certain way.